Hello guys, it's Kelly here again and welcome back to my channel. Welcome back to another Sims 4 speed building video. So this week we have kind of like a bonus video, at least that's what I would like to represent it as, because it is a room build of Mona from Pretty Little Liars' bedroom. I don't know where I was going with that sentence and that grammar. So anyway, this is a room build for the character Mona from the hit TV series Pretty Little Liars. And if you are interested in seeing all of the other girls' rooms, I already have every single girl's room. I have Arya, I have Spencer, Hannah, Emily, and Allison. Link in the description box down below. I have a whole playlist of Pretty Little Liars room build. So the only one left that I probably could have gone without was Mona's, just because she's not always the good character. Like, she's maybe like an anti-hero or something like that. And even though in recent episodes and in recent seasons she is good, she did some nasty stuff in the past, so I don't know how everybody's going to feel about me including her room. But honestly, Mona is one of my favorite characters from the show, so I couldn't help myself. I had to build her room as well. And to be honest, I'm really glad I did, because her room is really beautiful. I don't know if I've ever noticed, because they probably showed on the show maybe 3 times altogether in all of the seasons. At least I don't really remember seeing her bedroom that much, maybe just a few memories or something like that. But her room really is very beautiful and very elegant, and I love the color scheme, so I definitely wanted to include it in my room builds, just because, you know, I love it and I love the character. So her room has a very sort of Victorian style to it, because she does have these very high class styled furniture, and I went with a little bit more of vintage glamour objects in this build, just because I do get that very Victorian feel from her design, and that was the only way that I could incorporate it. I guess her bed is definitely not what her actual bed is, but I couldn't find anything. Like, her bed has these metal floral frames that are very elegant, very beautiful, and the only bed that I had that resembled anything like that was the one from Outdoor Retreat, where those branches or wood things made kind of swirls, and that was just not giving out the vibe that I wanted. So I went with this vintage glamour bed instead. And you might have just noticed how I put this vintage kettle right on her nightstand, and you're wondering, like, what the hell did you just put on her nightstand? And there's a reason for that. I promise there is a reason for that. I saw that she has this really gorgeous vintage telephone right on her bedstand, and I thought that was so awesome, but there was nothing like that in The Sims 4. So instead I improvised and I put in a vintage kettle. I know it probably makes no sense to you guys, but at that point it made sense in my head. I don't know why. I guess this is a nice a time as any to mention that I'm naturally blonde, and sometimes my brain makes connections that not everybody's brain really makes. So excuse me if I'm a little weird, but yeah, it made sense at that time. Something that she has in her bedroom, right above her vanity, she has these weird lights that are basically just heads that are lights, and they seem very glamorous, to be honest. They seem very cool, but again, we didn't have anything in The Sims 4, so I just went with the bulkiest lights that I could find. And to be honest, I don't really like those lights, just because they give off a very green yellow light, and that kind of clashed with everything else in the room. But it was the closest to the ones that she actually had, so I stuck with them. I do believe you can change the color and the intensity once you get into live mode, but that's what I stuck with in the end. And her bedroom actually has a few shelving units and storage units that have a lot of porcelain dolls in them. And I do know that it makes sense for the story, but I did find it a bit weird. And honestly, I'm not a big fan of dolls, especially the lifelike dolls. They kind of creep me out. But she has a lot of them in her bedroom, and I couldn't really get that to work in The Sims 4, so I ended up using some of those kids' toys, the action figures. There were a few, I just put a few female action figures here and there in her bedroom, and I just changed the colors to make it seem like, well, basically dolls. And right here, what you're going to see right next to the door, I went with the first thought that I had, the first picture that I found of the girls walking into her bedroom, and right above, right behind the door, there were these couple of paintings laid on the floor. And as the show progresses, those paintings get hung up, and there's a table right below one of them. So I was going to do the laid paintings at first, but I changed my mind and made, I just kind of, I don't know, I guess I jumped forward in time and put the painting on the wall and put the table right beneath it. Her bedroom, Mona's bedroom, is very muted in terms of color scheme. She has a minty, very pastel green on her walls, and all of the furniture is basically white or, very light gray. And she has this really cool green chair. Now, I love this chair. This chair is awesome. I think it brings the whole room together, and I think it's an amazing detail and just a great accent. So that chair that I used was basically the one that I found to be the closest to the original one, and I don't know, I think the color was spot on. So I do really like how that turned out. And here, what you're going to see me do with the mirror, I was so sure that we had like this sun clock was actually a mirror. I was so sure of that, and when I found out that it wasn't, I was very disappointed. So instead, I layered the mirror and the clock together so that it would appear as if the mirror is a sun shaped kind of golden mirror, because that's something that she has in her bedroom. And you do see me put some bits and bobs here and there, adding some more dolls, and we are about to get into the screenshots soon. So like I said, all of the other room builds are in the description down below. If you like what you see, give it a thumbs up, and if you'd like to see more, please hit that subscribe button, and I would love to hear your opinion down in the comments below. And yeah, so thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye.